So here's a little walkthrough of Dreamsville by Henry Mancini, the John Barry arrangement. The first chord that you're going to play is B flat major 7. It's on the 6th fret, and it comes from this big bar chord voicing that most of us know and love. We're going to take this note, the root, which is doubled, and move it down a half step. So that gives us, that's really all you need right there. If you put the root in it, you still have a B flat major 7 chord, but this note might get in the way of what your bass player is doing. So try to make sure that you're listening very closely to make sure your bass player is not in the way with that note. If he's walking something around there and you're just holding a B flat out, that can really create a problem. So use your ear and really decide whether you want to include bass notes in any of these voicings. The next chord is B flat 7 flat 5. So it's the same as B flat major 7, only this note, the 7th, moves down a half step to make the chord dominant, and then this note, the 5th, goes down to E, and it's the flat 5. So again, make sure that you use your ear and decide whether you really want to include that bass note. Next is E flat major 7. Here's E flat major. Everyone knows E flat major. E flat major 7 takes this note here, the E flat, moves it down to the major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's E flat major 7. D minor 7 is a half step down. And here's D minor. Most of us know D minor. D minor 7 removes this doubled root. It's an octave. So we get C here. That's our D minor 7. Then that chord goes down a whole step to C minor 7. And then you have B flat major 7, using the exact same voicing you used up here on E flat major 7. So B major 7. The next chord, the one at measure 5, is this B flat major 9. So B flat, open D, here's an A, and C on the B string. That's the 9th. So that beginning should sound like this. Again, use your discretion about the bass notes. You don't want to get in anybody's way. You can just not play them. Now we're at measure 6. So that's F minor 7 and B flat in the bass. That goes to measure 7, where we play that same chord again. And now we're going to go to F minor 7, but we're going to move, I'm going to move it. Could do F minor 7 here, but I know what's coming up. There's a little sequence I can see. We're going to want to have a little bit of headroom, so I'm going to move halfway up the guitar and play my F here on the 8th fret and add the minor 3rd and the flat 7 up above. And that's going to move to E9, which is here. Then B flat minor 7 with E flat in the bass. E flat 7 flat 9. C minor 7, which we played before. Moving up to D flat minor 7. Moving up to D minor 7. And then we have G7 flat 9 flat 5. So you should know with most of these chords, you don't have to play all of those notes. Like I said, you could drop out the bass note of any one of these chords. You also don't have to play all of those tensions either, that flat 9, flat 5. You don't have to include them both. The horns are going to play that stuff for you. But you do have to realize that if you play the natural 5 of that G7 chord, like say you didn't want to play those extensions and you just played a G7 chord, well, the problem is going to arise with that note D. That's the 5th. And the chord voicing told you that that note is flat. So you can't play it. So I would choose a voicing that doesn't have the 5th in it, and then play the other tension, the flat 9. So I'm going to move up here to G, B here. So there's a dominant 7th chord without the 5th, right? The 5th is D. I'm not going to play that. The flat 9 is here. So there's my chord solution for the end of measure 8. So I've got this walk up from measure 10 for 2 beats, 2 beats, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm at measure, it's hard to see, C minor 7. Then same thing, F7 flat 9 flat 5. I don't have to play them both. I'm going to leave that 5th out. wanted to, the note you're looking for is B. That's the flatted fifth, and it's right under your first finger. But now you're starting to get into some rather large chord voicings. I would just choose one. And then you have F9. So you raise that flat 9 up to the natural 9. And then you're at measure 13, B flat major 9, which we already played way down here. But this is quite a leap, and that's not going to be smooth voice leading. So we need another voicing that's right there. So how about B flat major 9 like this? Because B flat major 7 was like this. This was our first chord in the tune. That's B flat. There's the 9th. So B flat major 9. That will bring us to measure 13. And I'm at the 6-minute mark, so I'm going to pause here and make a part 2.